des yeux qui font baisser les miens, un rire qui se perd sur sa bouche, voilà le portrait sans retouche.
Hello, I'm Michael Perry, and today I get to be your bartender as we make a variation on the French 75. Now, the French 75 is another classic cocktail that is nearly 100 years old. It's named after the famous French 75mm howitzer, which some say helped us win World War I. The French 75 gun was known for its speed, its accuracy, and its ability to have a very smooth recoil. Similarly, the drink is also quite smooth, but also does carry a big kick. We don't know who invented the cocktail. Some say that it was a World War I ace pilot, but we're not sure. We do know that the cocktail shows up in the 1930 Savoy cocktail book. The original French 75 is a combination of gin, lemon juice, simple syrup, which is sugar, and champagne. This drink actually, this combination of gin and champagne actually well predates this cocktail. Charles Dickens used to serve a champagne and gin concoction to his visitors back in the 1860s. For our variation today, we're going to be substituting the simple syrup with Germain Liqueur. Germain is an elderflower flavored liqueur. Elderflower comes from an ancient tree that we've been using since Egyptian times, has a very long history, some of it a little bit dark. You should look it up, elder tree. It shows up in Shakespeare, it shows up in the Bible. It also is part of both gypsy and medieval druid lore. The flavors are very floral with a flavor almost more of an aroma of pear. Substituting the Saint Germain is going to make the cocktail a little bit drier and a little bit more floral and even a little bit fruitier. Some will then substitute a Prosecco sparkling wine when using the Saint Germain to help sweeten the cocktail back up. I still prefer to use champagne because it gives that biscuity, bready kind of depth and adds another nuance of flavor to the cocktail. The other main ingredient is gin. Now, all gins have to be predominantly flavored with juniper, but they're not all made the same. For this drink, I prefer a gin that's going to be a little bit more on the fruity side and more on the floral side. So some examples of that would be Hendrick's, which we'll be using today, which is roses and maybe even a little cucumber flavor in there. Nolet gin, which has a distinct flavor of raspberries, or Monkey 47, which has a nice flavor of both citrus and lingonberries. You could also use Old Tom gin, which is going to be a little bit of a sweeter style of gin, or if you wanted to go in a completely different direction, you could use Plymouth gin, which is very pronounced with the root flavors. So licorice and angelica root is what you'll find in the Plymouth gin, which adds a whole nother layer of flavors to the drink. The tools that we'll need today is a champagne flute, a citrus press, peeler, paring knife, a jigger or a measuring cup, a shaker. Again, if you don't have a shaker, you can use a mixing glass with a long spoon, and also a strainer. To build the cocktail, the first thing that we're going to do, as usual, is chill down our glass. So ice, and water, and we can set that aside. The first step is actually we're going to be preparing the garnish. So before we squeeze the lemon juice, we want to go ahead and get our lemon twist or our lemon zest. To do that, holding the lemon on the side, we're going to try and peel a long single strand as long as we can. So starting on one side of the lemon, just peel around, holding the peeler still and turning the lemon in our hand, we can roll around until we get a nice long peel. Nice and long there. Then using our paring knife, if we can cut one long strip with this, we can set this aside for another cocktail. And then we want to roll this up creating kind of like a spring. See if I can show you this. Nice and tight. And then we're going to hold it in this shape for just a few seconds. And hopefully we have a nice little spiral. There we go. The next step is going to be getting the lemon juice. For one cocktail we need a ½ ounce, which is going to be probably a little bit less than half of a lemon. Go ahead and put it into your press. Remember, you want to put it the flesh side down. Perfect. And then let's see if we've got a ½ ounce here. Yep, a little bit more than a ½ ounce, so we're good there. Then to actually start building the cocktail, into our shaker, we put our lemon juice, so we have our ½ ounce of lemon juice. We're going to use 1½ ounces of gin. There's 1½ ounces. And then we need 3/4 ounce of the elderflower, or the Saint Germain. So this one all the way up to the top. Perfect. Now this one's going to be shaken, so we add ice into our shaking glass. Make sure the lid is on nice and tight, and we're going to shake this for about 20 seconds or until the shaker is too cold to handle. There, nice and cold. So we're going to empty our flute. I've got a strainer on the top of this shaker. If you don't have one, then you'll need to have another type of strainer to keep the ice out. So I'm going to empty the gin, elderflower, and lemon juice mix into the flute. And then I've got a nice rosé French sparkling wine here. Your kit will come with a ½ bottle of either the Perrier Juillet or the Taittinger champagne. Both of those are fantastic. Thought I would use a rosé today to show a nice little color, which is perfect for Valentine's Day. Any sparkling wine will work. Just be very slow when you're adding in the champagne, because it will have a tendency, once it reacts with the liquid already in the glass, to bubble up over. So we'll add this in nice and slow. There we go. And then we have our nice lemon twist, which we can drop right on the top. And there you have it, the Saint Germain French 75. Enjoy.